Great. I can share my screen now. So this is where we are. Why do we need to visualize beyond the spreadsheet? And let me show you, this is the beautiful submission from, I don't know if you are able to see it. You can also share the your, page at Google Meet. So this is the one I want you to share. Then you can share, you can change Now, what you see on the screen, so this is the one you should be sharing. Joseph. Now, this is a beautiful spreadsheet submitted by one of us, and Master Aluko. That's good. So here, you are changing the, okay, if it's possible. So on the screen, unfortunately, I don't have the point. You will see the data in color, only that the color is so bright, difficult to, I don't know why he likes this color. Will you make it difficult? I can only view. You protected it. Did you protect it? Okay. So it doesn't want anybody to tamper with it. Did you protect it? No? Huh? You protected it. Okay. So it's good to protect your work. So, but here you have the first column, you have the date, and then the next column, you have the item, Olumighty sales record, the product, it sells a notebook, pen, calculator, and then show the category of the product, whether stationery, electronics, whether they are textbooks, and then the unit sold, the price, unit price, and then the total price. And then in the visual, it was able to show how the product, the sales, performance for the product. So you can see item number 2. The only problem here is using number rather than, in your horizontal axis, instead of using 1, 2, 3, we should have used the product, either the item, so that we know what bar is 2 standing for, what bar is 8 standing for, what bar is 3 standing for. So when you use 1, 2, 3, I think there are 10 of them. So well is good, but now there is problem with this visualization. If you look at it yourself, you know if you are, there are how many pens were sold? Okay, so you have pen 25. This is pen 25. But there is another pen here on this date, which is 20. So all the pen should have been represented by a bar. So that would have been 20 plus 25, making 45. Is it there? Everybody? Good. So, but it's a good attempt. You continue to. So, pen cannot be represented by two bars on the same chart, right? So, you will still need to work on that. But that takes us to what we want to talk about. Why do we have to visualize beyond the spreadsheet? So, at least for now, everybody is able to go to, including Aluko. You are able to go to Excel, you are able to go to Google Sheet, and you are able to enter your data, right? Create the, name the column headings, and also input your data like correctly. Nothing is wrong with the way you created the table, the columns, and so on. It's only the visualization. But what we want to learn today now will help you to reduce your trouble completely uh, when you are creating your visuals. So it's not going to be as burdensome as you experience when you are doing that one. So, but so far, everybody can organize data in the spreadsheet, in rows and columns. But even if you are not yet a master, you continue to improve. So you can do basic calculations, just like show the, just like just keep showing those, keep showing the Google Meet yet, so that we will be on the same page. So just like Aluko was able to calculate the total units sold here to be 87, and he used the formula. I'm sure you use formula. You can't see the formula. But also, he was able to calculate the average price. But the question is, what do you mean with the average price? The average price will not make any sense if you have this product, this product, this product, and you are taking the average price. It's not going to communicate anything. What will possibly be of help is the average total, average sales that you make, average income that you make. You know, when you multiply the units sold multiplied by the price, it will give you the sales, the sales revenue, right? Are you with me? That gives you the sales revenue. And then for each day, you possibly have the average revenue. Or rather, each day you have the revenue. And then maybe for the number of days that you have record for, you can now know the average daily, sales income, right? Good. So at least you can create calculations. I mean, you can make calculations, you can sum, you can take average. Now, you at least you have also learned how to create simple bar chart directly from your spreadsheet. So everything you have done now is foundational. It's just the foundation. But whether you are doing it rightly or wrongly, is you continue to improve, right? Great. So there are limitations in the use of spreadsheet for charts, and I've used Aluko's example to show the limitations. One of the limitations that you are likely going to encounter when you use Excel or Google Sheet for visualization. So, as when it comes to the spreadsheets, being used as the foundation is okay. No, there's no problem for that. But you will enjoy it when your data is not so massive, not so big. But we'll start having serious challenges when you handle huge amount of data. Sometimes the spreadsheet can even slow down or crash completely. Though the spreadsheets are also designed to handle large amount of data, but they have their limitations, right? That's one. If you have to create very complex and highly interactive charts that are dynamic, then you'll be constrained because you only have very limited charts that you can deploy for your visualization. And another limitation is that if you have to combine many charts into one dynamic view, then it could be so messy, because sometimes you have this chart, you have this chart, you have this chart. You want to bring all of them together in one space. So, and then you want the chart also, this chart, this chart, this chart to interact. So if you change anything here, you want that thing also to reflect in others. So it could be difficult if you are dealing with the spreadsheet. I've also talked about sharing. If you have to share reports, you can share Excel, but you will be sharing data. You can also share whatever chart you create but the images are static. When we say images are static, it means they don't change when you have new data. But the other applications we will discuss today, when you have new data, without you reconstructing or you recreating the visual, the graph or the chart will automatically change with new data, right? That's the beauty. So that's what the last point there is emphasizing. So with less manual effort, the chart automatically updates itself when new data comes in. So to overcome all these challenges, that's why there is need to go beyond the spreadsheet. So that takes us to applications that are more or less able to tell story. When we talk about story, it's a narration that takes you from one episode to another episode. So you build, the story from the beginning to the end. So data is not just it's not just a collection of numbers. It's actually history in numbers. So it's a story only that is written in numbers. When you write your age to be 22, it's a story. That age is a story that you started the journey 22 years ago. So that number represents what happened and what is happening, and from there you may also know what will happen. Like we discussed last week, I talked about hindsight, insight. What's the third one? Foresight. Excellent. Clap for yourself. So the tool that we want to learn now, the tool for data storytelling, and to anytime we want to make that story, we must ensure that our story or our chart is easy to understand at a glance and is compelling. In other words, our chart is engaging and is highly impactful. And it helps not just to watch, just to look. People can also be able to make decisions based on the chart. Any problem, Doctor? Okay. People, feel free, just stop and ask your question. Data, the assignment, okay.
Yes. Okay, so are you saying that we should prepare another page for the charts so that we can, irrespective of the dates, that we should add up those numbers, the items are the same thing. So are you saying that we should create another page?
Yeah. I know you are normally that table is okay, but in the way you select what goes to the horizontal axis, what goes to the vertical axis, you can be able to adjust the table to reflect so that you don't duplicate. For instance, you have pen appearing 25, right? Pen again 20. It's supposed to be that you have pen altogether 50. That tells you the, the total number of pens sold, right? The way it is visualized now is showing pen multiple times. So it's difficult to now compare the bar for pen with another bar for another product. So we can do that even here. But I'm using it to let you know that the new application that we are about to introduce, which are not spreadsheets, they will still use spreadsheet anyway, but they are created purposely for visualization. They won't be as tedious, as rigorous as the one as the spreadsheet. It will be easy. This issue that I raised, it will just not be a big problem at all, right? And we'll be able to demonstrate that, right? Are you all following me? Please try to follow. So, the bottom line is this, that spreadsheet charts, sometimes they are not powerful when it comes to storytelling. And therefore, we need applications that can create what we call interactive dashboards. Say it, everybody. Interactive dashboards. So that is where we are going. We want to be able to build interactive dashboard, and you are going to build your own interactive dashboard today. So I will show you example of, and I share a link with you. I don't know, some of you didn't even look at the link. So let's go to our, yes, I share a link and I'm going to show it. Yeah, so let me. Oh.
I think the link is the same thing that fuel price and
Yes, that link on fuel price. I'm going to, I'm going there now. Now, look at this. Look at this. This is something that you may not be able to create. This is a typical dashboard. What do I call it? This is a typical dashboard. You can also see the link on our WhatsApp group. Able to see it? Good. So you may not be able to. This dashboard is a typical data storytelling, visualization, which is showing you many items of information at the same time. Many items of information. What are you able to see? For instance, if I click this drop down, you will even see emails. Huh? On the same dashboard, are you able to see? Right? I created this, and the dashboard offers an overview of fuel prices and consumption patterns recorded by voluntary car owners in Nigeria. Only a few people are participating, but I'm also one of them. So we started this project with time. So anytime the car owners make fuel purchase, anytime they buy fuel, then they submit the details, the data. And then so far, you can see the average fuel price per liter, the average volume of fuel purchased, the total fuel events, which means altogether we have 96 fueling events, about 96 occasions that the participants, fuel their vehicles. And again, you see the average cost per refueling. So on average, 26,506 is the cost of refueling. And on average, the refuel, the volume of refuel is 27.99 liters, on average, and at a price of 955 on average. So you can see that in numbers, you can also see it in charts. This is a typical dashboard, which we see is interactive dashboard. In this dashboard, you have a complete story, not just a single story. So this is what we call data storytelling dashboard, where you have a full picture of the story you are trying to tell in numbers. So let's go back to the slide. So the question you may possibly want to, it's like somebody is trying to, somebody still trying to join. No, okay. So the question you want to ask is, why dedicated tools? Why do we need special tools? Why do we need alternative to spreadsheets? So the special tools are actually built for purpose of addressing the limitations that we discussed regarding the spreadsheets. So, and they are designed to connect to various data sources, which means to build your story, you don't have to depend on a single data set. You can have multiple data sets. Data from finance combined with data from admission, combined with data from any other department, from administration, data from finance, data from security, data from admissions, So you can have data from different sources, all combined to be able to build a data storytelling. So you will be able to create more advanced and beautiful charts, and like I showed you, build interactive dashboard that people can play with. And you can easily share your report. Just as I share the link now, and everybody is able to see the link. And so without having to even share files. If you look at this link again next time, the data will have updated itself as people submit. You see the updated chart, and they are in different locations. So the moment they submit, the dashboard updates itself automatically, and then they get used. So we've looked at the example now, and then we can now this business. I think we might even end our program very soon. So I'll give you background, but so sharing, stop sharing, just a minute.